a lot of times you go out to a bar, you want to meet someone in real life, and they're sitting there next to you just like swiping, you know, on Tinder. So I tell people, Brooklyn has so many different people, but you can meet that person that's great on paper, but there's got to be just a click. And like, what is that? It's so hard to quantify. That feeling that you know that you can picture yourself with this person, that there is that connection. It's so abstract and amorphous. On the one hand, it's amazing. On the other hand, it's scary. I'm driven by just trying to understand more, good, bad, or indifferent. So the girl here is responding to the initial gift that was sent to her, and she says, "How's it going? I should tell you now that I'm very terrible at these things." That's like walking into an interview for a job and saying, "I'm not really good at job interviews." This girl might be a wonderful conversationalist, an amazing texter, but she might be like, you know, too harsh on herself, and now she's just planted in his mind, all right, this person's not a good texter, I don't want to go back and forth with her, it's not worth my time. So relationship science is an interdisciplinary field. It covers biology, philosophy, psychology, sociology, anthropology, and it goes from the beginnings of life, what helps us bond to our parents, through what makes for successful mates, to infidelity, long-lasting loving relationships, and even bereavement. I started to realize that whenever I spoke about relationships, it really, really resonated with my students, and they became more interested in the material and the research behind it. Now we have ghosting, breadcrumbing, orbiting. I learned so much from my students. All right, those are the females. Now for the males. This is the behavior that the female will do that indicates to the man, I am not that interested in you. Nothing. Literally nothing. So this essentially means that if the woman never speaks to the man again, that still doesn't indicate to the man that she's not interested. People come first unaware that relationship science is in fact a science. Making that bridge, what I'm trying to do is bridge, this is academic, this is a real life, this is how you can relate the two, and that's what I'm trying to bring to people when I give my guest lectures. So remember, we started out with well over 8 million potential partners. And now I have 115 men. It shows you just how incredibly wonderful and special and amazing that person is that you wind up with, because it really is almost, in a way, like finding a needle in a haystack. But this also should make you think that when you go online dating, it's really important to play with those parameters. If it doesn't 100% matter to you, or if there's height or something else, you want to be a little bit more forgiving to widen that pool and potentially meet people who you might click with. Oh, sorry, hold on. I do have, if you remind me, I do have jobs to give you an email. Wait, can you let me give you, go to my website, marisatcohen.com. I've studied perceptions of first date success, because I think it's really important, because I was an online dater, I met my husband online. Of course, it's probably all informed my love of this research, because art imitates life. When we go into these early dating experiences, and we're also trying to communicate our own ideas and communicate interest in a potential partner if we are interested in them. But that intended message doesn't necessarily get across. Right off the bat, that can create a problem in early dating experiences and potentially stop a relationship in its tracks. If you take a situation where a relationship didn't work out, and then you retroactively look back, and you can craft two different narratives from the exact same conversation. So this comes across like, let me see how much I can push you and like butt heads, but he's like in for the game. He's saying like, I'm trying to date danger. And like they're talking about how they both want the competition. She says, I don't know if you can handle it. Again, is she trying to be playful or is she just trying to like give him the blow off? He curses, he crossed the line, and that's when she stops talking to him. You put yourself out there and then in like one text message, a person can kind of just shut you down. And that can be really painful. And I think that's why like a lot of people are like, oh, I don't like these algorithms or online dating, and it's, you know, taking the magic away. I don't think that they can ever get that good. It's not changing the trajectory of the relationship, it's changing the entry point to the relationship. So there's always kind of like this factor of unknown in anything. I think people can more easily point it out in relationship science, but I think that's kind of beautiful, because if you could figure it out, doesn't that kind of take all the magic and mystery out of it?